Hey everybody, today we're going to make chicken fried pork and gravy. And I really love this dish because one thing, I love how this pork has been tenderized. It's like cube steak, the way they do cube steak, and I don't always see that in the meat department on the shelves, but you can ask your meat man to tenderize it for you, and I'm sure he would. But this cooks up so good, and we just really love it. And what I'm going to do with this today is, because I want the crust on it, or the breading on it, to stay crispy, I'm going to serve the gravy on the side, unless I forget. And I'm going to put a little barbecue. I'm going to eat this on a sandwich and dip it in the gravy, and sometimes put a bite with just a little barbecue sauce on it. Did that make sense? Anyway, this is it, and we'll get started. So, into my pan here, I'm going to turn it up on high to get it going. I'm going to put some vegetable oil. And I don't put a crazy big amount of vegetable oil, but that's going to be heating. And then I have 2 pans here. One has flour, and to it I'm going to add some of my house seasoning. Not too long ago, I did a video on several different homemade seasonings. And so I'm putting about 1.5 teaspoons of the house seasoning. And I'll put some on the meat too. And then in this pan, I'm going to put eggs, because we're going to dredge our pork so that we'll have a nice coating on it. So I'm going to wash my hands real quick. And I had already put about 2 tablespoons of water in here. So for every egg you use, put about 1 tablespoon of water to thin it down a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to open up the meat. And I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And I'm going to put some more of this seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle it on the meat. Okay. And I'm going to stir this up over here. Okay. Now I'm going to take a piece of meat, and I'm going to put it in the flour. Get both sides good. Then I'm going to put it in the egg. Then I'm going to put it back in the flour. And I'll turn it over. And that egg will make that stay on there real good. Now I'm going to put it in our pan and just let it start browning. And do our next one. And I'm just going to keep on until I get all these done. And I'll come back right before I think the meat's ready. And we'll take it out. And then I'll show you how to make the gravy. I forgot and took all the meat out except one piece. But anyway, I'll show you and we'll go on to making the gravy. So here is the pork. Nice big crunchy pieces. And then this is the flour that we had left from the dredging the pork. So we just pour that in. And we could add a little more flour if you wanted more gravy, but I think that this will be enough. And all these little bits and stuff is going to come up when I add the milk. And it's going to be really good. So you want to get your flour browned because you want to get that flour taste burnt off of your flour. And now you can make water gravy or you can make milk gravy, but I think milk gravy is much better. And you don't want to start out by pouring a whole lot of liquid. You just keep pouring smaller amounts until you get to the consistency that you want. Sometimes I get in a hurry and I'll just pour the whole amount, but you really shouldn't do that. And if you pour smaller amounts too, it helps your gravy come back up to temperature quicker. So it's bubbling, and I'll probably have to put a little more milk. And then it should be right. Now you can make your gravy as thick or thin as you want. Some people like thin gravy, some like thick. I kind of like mine in between. And I'm not going to put salt and pepper in it because I seasoned the flour well with the house seasoning, and that's got salt and pepper in it. And if you haven't seen the video with the house seasoning, it's just 4 or 5 of your main seasonings that you use all the time. They're just put together. so that you don't have to reach for each container each time you want to make a recipe. And that video is really a good video to watch to make, there's recipes to make ranch dressing, Italian dressing, a real good rib rub, or when you barbecue. That is really a good recipe. And so you might want to check it out. It'll sure save you some money. I'm going to be adding the brown gravy mix recipe soon. And this looks like it's getting about there. Still a little thin, but it's okay for me. And this is the way Randy likes it too. So I'm going to cut it off. Grab a plate here. I think I want you right there. And I'm going to put a little gravy on the side. There's what it looks like. And for those of you that like barbecue pork, this would be a good sandwich to put on a bun and then drizzle a little barbecue sauce on it, maybe some slaw. But here's the pork, and I'm dipping it in the gravy. And it is so, so good. I love pork and gravy too. There is the inside where I cut it. It's very good. So I hope you give it a try. I hope you like it. I appreciate you watching. It means the world to me. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.